Furthermore, much of the literature reviewed encouraged teaching adolescents media literacy. Of note for this presentation, the Centre for Media Literacy 2007 advocates that creating media should constitute 30% of media literacy courses, stating, as media analysis is to reading, so production is to writing. But all articles on media literacy, adolescence and media making are in the education arena, and none explore mental health for adolescent population. Making media engages young people. It gives them a voice and a sense of agency. Metavision, a therapeutic media-based project, facilitates adolescents with mental health problems to create video and audio programs for public airing on issues important to them. Issues have included body image, violence, suicide, employment, financial management, drugs. Unlike other projects, such as Big Heart or the Choir of Hard Knocks, the participants' marginalised and mental health status has never been disclosed, even to airing stations, and even at this conference. Metavision, a pseudonym, protects young people's rights to confidentiality, but also gives them a public voice.
In 2004, there was an inquiry into body image here at Parliament House. You can navigate your way through this DVD to find out more about the inquiry.
Why was there the need to call the inquiry?
Well, realistically, because the Minister asked us to.
It's because of the huge number of people, young people with eating disorders.
And the whole issue of body image, whether it be body shape, bullying, eating disorders, drug taking, etc.
Well, it's to look at what are the factors that contribute to negative or poor body image amongst young people, and to actually look at options or opportunities for government to intervene at a policy level, at a service level, to actually reduce the issues around poor body image for young people.
Young people see somebody in the magazine who is young and beautiful and thin, or boys see somebody who is handsome and muscled, and they think that that's what everybody looks like.
And whether that affects the way people behave, whether it affects their lifestyle.
There are many people that have made submissions to the inquiry that demonstrate that they've been concerned because of the effect either on themselves or on their children.
Our job is to go out and, in a sense, represent the community, discover as much as we can about the particular issues around body image and its impact on sections of our community, and come back with helpful and constructive recommendations that will enable the Victorian community to handle some of the issues around body image.
As a rural Member of Parliament, I want to make sure that the services are there in country Victoria to be able to pick up the issue and to be able to treat it as well.
Adolescents with mental health issues are referred to the Metavision group by psychologists, psychiatrists, child psychotherapists, child, adolescent and family psychiatrists, or by word of mouth, or through youth housing projects. Each group nominates their own project and work together for 18 months to bring it to fruition. Metavision is therapy, activity-based, action-oriented therapy, and the outcome is secondary to the process. But that outcome is a tangible representation of their voice, ideas and vision. A powerful reinforcement, building self-esteem and internalising the locus of control.
And the time is 2:22 on this fine Saturday afternoon. I think it's fine.
Today's story is called The Story of Henny Penny. Once upon a time, Henny Penny went for a walk in the meadow.
And that was Michael with a story about wacky chicken Henny Penny. So tune in next week for another bedtime story. Good night, Australia. We love you.
I don't know, I just captured a voice on paper that to me is one of the most poignant voices in our society, that of the teenager who is feeling quite alienated, who's lost her identity and has lost her trust in people and is really quite desperate. And I just don't think there's any more neglected group in our society at the moment, and any group that we should be more conscious of perhaps than that group.
Harvey and Oscar, they're very different in their body shape.
Yes.
Which is better?
Well, look, Harvey's a nudist, Oscar's a nudist, and they both obviously have very different bodies. Oscar, of course, probably has the stereotypical ideal shape of a man that men aspire to, men that spend thousands of dollars at gymnasiums trying to achieve, whereas Harvey has the opposite body, which is more like my father's or myself. And but who's the more beautiful character? Who's the more endearing? Who would you rather spend an evening with? Of course, Oscar's worth more, but.
Losing weight to look good for a television part is not the same as an eating disorder. And the people who get that way, one of the celebrated cases was in fact the women working on Ally McBeal. I don't know if you remember that those women and their images were highly contested. Callista Flockhart was accused of anorexia, Portia Del Rossi was accused of anorexia, and these accusations, and they were literally accusations, were occurring in the popular media. So that once again there is that sense in which the media is also where these debates take place. We were all disapproving of Callista Flockhart for driving herself too hard. We disapprove of Sarah Michelle Gellar for being too thin and providing unreal images. At the same time as that these actresses are up against a certain kind of tyranny, whereby if they go the other way, they'll be knocked again. So there are very complex forces operational within the media and within kind of our own social lives, governing the way in which we control our bodies.
I do wish my breasts were bigger. Not huge, but less small. I'd look good less small.
We randomly spoke to 44 kids around Melbourne, and this is what we found. When we tried to discover if how tall you are has anything to do with what's important to you, we found correlation coefficients all greater than 0.001. Kendall's Tower B, Pearson's chi-square, and Summers. This means that your height has no impact on what you choose as important. But hang on, does eye colour affect the advice you give someone about body image? Here again, we found that all statistical measures of correlation show no. Wait, isn't the lambda only used for normal data? So is the Pearson chi measure. What are Summers anyway? These aren't even ordinal. Why are we showing all these numbers when nobody knows what they mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means nothing. Your body height and eye colour have nothing to do with what you are and what you think. Zilch, not a sausage. Ah!
All adolescents learn the skills of the trade and on-the-job coping strategies, such as social skills, time management, organisational skills, stress management, emotional regulation, assertiveness. Each adolescent owns a positive label: affiliate producer, director of photography, writer, often for the first time in their lives. Metavision won the Lottie Award for the Best Community Awareness Program, is distributed nationally and internationally, has aired on community television and radio, and is available through the web. Metavision shifts the focus from a deficits and risks reduction model to a competence enhancement model. 97% of participants in Metavision are now either employed or completing university.